Hey, all you cool cats and kittens, it's Carol at Big Cat Rescue, and I just saw the article that Associated Press put out about the bobcat attacking the elderly couple, and I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit more about it. I was really happy with the article and was quoted appropriately as far as the things I said, but of course there's a whole lot more that never actually made it into the article, and I thought you guys might be interested in this. So I'm not really sure because the stories have been different. I've heard that there was a elderly couple in their 70s or 80s who were walking about 6 o'clock in the morning around an apartment complex. So like there's this apartment complex that surrounds a little lake and lots of people in Lauderhill, Florida. And the report was that the cat jumped out of the tree onto the woman and attacked her, and she might lose her finger. And the husband tried to fight the cat off of his wife, and he had a bad heart, and so they both ended up in the hospital. I've also heard reports that the bobcat came out of the bushes at them, but the fact of the matter is the only people who saw whatever it was that attacked the woman were this elderly couple who were in a fight for their life. And so they were probably pretty freaked out, and I'm guessing that they were not experienced nature enthusiasts who would recognize a bobcat for sure, even though that's what they thought it was. And it could have been. But there's a lot of things that would be much more likely, because bobcats don't want any part of a human, and they will stay as far away from us as they can. Sometimes we catch them unaware, and they will kind of stand their ground for a minute until they see the opportunity to run, and then they run. They're only going to attack if they're cornered and have no other way out. They can contract rabies, but it's my understanding that they die pretty quickly from rabies, so they're not known to be carriers of the virus. And that's part of what makes them such great neighbors, is that they kill animals and feed on animals who do contract rabies. And so they keep rabies at a minimal level by doing that and by not being known to be carriers themselves. And it's not that they can't carry it, they just don't usually carry it long before it kills them. So there have been, in the 40 plus years that I've been doing bobcat rehab and release, I have heard of two times when somebody was actually attacked by a rabid bobcat. So that can happen, but it's extremely rare. And for the cat to come out of the bushes after these people or drop out of a tree onto these people, I gotta think there's several other scenarios that are a whole lot more likely. One would have been, it's hunting time. It's right at the crack of dawn. That's when you would see bobcats out hunting. Most people aren't out walking around that time of day. They hunt in the morning and they hunt at dusk. And so I can imagine this cat is chasing something through the woods or through the trees and misses, makes a wrong turn, falls, lands on this woman, and of course, all heck then breaks loose. And as she's flailing around and fighting the cat, I can see how this would look like an attack, because the cat's got to be just trying to get out of there and absolutely freaked out. So that's a possibility. Another possibility is that it's somebody's bobcat pet that's loose, and so a bobcat that's been raised around people would not have that natural fear of people, and if it's out there trying to survive on its own, it may not have the hunting skills, and it sees people and it's like, oh, maybe they have some food, and launches down to try and get some food from the people. Not that they're going to eat the people, but that they might think people mean food, and therefore this might be an opportunity for me to fill my hungry belly. It also could be a hybrid cat. So if somebody doesn't know the difference between a bobcat and a Savannah cat and a Bengal cat, they're all about 20-pound cats that have spots, 20 to 30-pound cats. And any of those would have been pets that either escaped or were set free and probably not capable of taking care of themselves. And so you've got the same scenario there, where they are just hungry and they want somebody to feed them. And of course, if they land on a person with claws and teeth bared, it's not because they're trying to kill the people by any stretch of the imagination, but as you start swinging and screaming and acting like prey, there's going to be bloodshed. And I really feel for the people, because I can't imagine how terrifying that would be if you've never been around big cats or exotic cats, to know that they're not trying to kill you, they're just trying to get away from this very scary situation. So those are the scenarios I think are a whole lot more likely. I have read that the FWC is out there looking for the bobcat. That kind of scares me because whether it's them or anybody else out looking for the bobcat, if any bobcat gets seen, it's going to get blamed and probably killed so that they can cut the head off and test it for rabies, which is the only way to know whether or not the cat was rabid. So bobcats in the neighborhood now are in serious trouble, as are any other spotted cats that might be seen out there and mistaken for this rogue bobcat. So it's a scary time for the bobcat out there. I'm really hoping that people just take the rabies vaccines and don't press to have this cat caught and killed. I can't imagine that it's really a threat to the neighborhood. And it's just one more reason why we need to pass a federal ban on the private possession of big cats. Our current bill would only be lions, tigers, leopards, cougars, jaguars, the big cats. But nobody needs to have a bobcat or a hybrid cat as a pet, because this kind of stuff happens. And then it's always the cat who pays in the end. So there's my 2 cents on today's news about the bobcat attack in Lauderhill, Florida. If you want to see updates and videos and photos of everything happening here at Big Cat Rescue, go to bigcatrescue.org.